Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from just a regular dude, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, and I also review YouTube channels. And I do whatever the hell I want. I'm trying a little different video placement thing today. Let me know what you think about this. It's just showing from the shoulders up. I don't know, maybe I'll try one later with pretty much all of me, I don't know. But let me know what you think of this. Today I'm doing a video about some missing Scientology members. Scientology is a really creepy religion, in my opinion. If you can even call it a religion, I don't know. But let me get my headphones on here. Okay, they're tangled. Unedited. Mistakes and all. Screw it. Let's put on the headphones. And we'll check this out right now.
The ruthless Church of Scientology is more than just some nutty religion created by L. Ron Hubbard. They are dangerous. For every story you hear about how Scientology changed someone's life for the better, there are several detailing how the church ruined someone's life. Countless people have died or gone missing after associating with Scientology, and their stories cannot be forgotten.
That's his wife, the guy that leads it now.
What better way to start than with one of the closest people to David Miscavige, the leader of Scientology. Shelly Miscavige was David's wife, but she disappeared out of nowhere in 2006 and hasn't been seen since.
That's a long time.
Shelly was
years.
a member of the Sea Orgs, a dedicated inner circle of Scientology since she was 12 years old. She was among the group who would assist L. Ron Hubbard on his flagship in the 70s. She was described by others as a quiet, petite, innocent thing thrown into chaos. In 1982, when she was 22 years old, she married David Miscavige.
Same age as me.
This is only a few years before he became the leader. After David rose to power following Hubbard's death, Shelly became his assistant, always by his side, interacting with high-profile members. In 2006, Shelly was tasked with creating a new organization board, but despite all the work she put into the project, David Miscavige wasn't pleased with her work. Eventually, he left her at the base to go to Los Angeles to work on some other projects. As time passed, it is reported that Shelly's mood visibly changed, even appearing frightened at times. Mike Rinder, the church's spokesperson at the time, even says that she asked him if David was still wearing his wedding ring. In June of 2006, Shelly completely disappeared, and no one has heard from her since. Scientology refuses to comment on her location and becomes agitated when anyone questions where she is.
They're really controlling. It's bad. They follow people around, people who are trying to expose them and stuff. I've seen videos where people have got their cameras on the members of the church, and the members of the church get their cell phones and they start videoing them right back, right in their face. They get right in their face with it. I mean, it's pretty bad. And I saw one where they actually went to a person's house and knocked on their door, and the person answered the door and kept telling them over and over to get out. They weren't interested in everything, and they wouldn't take no for an answer. It was really weird. Really weird.
And I said, well, where's Shelly Miscavige? And with that was a reaction of, people just scattering. They didn't want to have any part of this.
So people around you, got out of there?
Literally just, scattered.
Popular actress Leah Remini, who is also a former Scientology member, has told her story about what happened when she questioned the whereabouts of Shelly Miscavige before she left. In 2006, when she attended the wedding of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, Remini asked where Shelly was. Upon asking this, everyone in her immediate vicinity scattered. A church spokesperson told her she didn't have the rank to be asking questions like that. In 2013, Remini filed a police report because of her increasing concern about the well-being of Shelly. The police refused to give much information. All they said was that they spoke with Shelly and that she was fine before closing the investigation. At this point, it seems like we will never truly find out what happened to Shelly. Most theorize that she's either dead or being held captive somewhere by the Church of Scientology.
That's so bad. Yeah, it's like, don't ask us any questions, just do it. Just do what we tell you to do. That's a cult right there. That's crazy.
On November 18th, 1995, Lisa McPherson, a member of Scientology since the age of 18, was involved in a minor car accident. After the accident, she got out of the car and took all her clothes off. She was taken to the hospital, where they determined that she was physically okay, but they wanted her to stay so they could psychologically evaluate her. Members of Scientology refused to let McPherson stay, as the church doesn't believe in psychiatry.
Yeah.
Instead, they wanted to treat her themselves. The church tried to treat McPherson with what is called an introspection rundown. This is a process that the church uses to cure members who are having a mental breakdown.
It's called brainwashing.
The idea is that if you can identify the cause of the breakdown, then you can snap the individual out of it. This process involves isolating the individual and subjecting them to auditing sessions where they attempt to find the cause of the psychotic break. McPherson was kept at the Flag Land base, presumably against her will, for more than 2 weeks to be treated. You can read the logs of her treatment during this time. Her mental state had deteriorated to the point where she was becoming violent, bruising her fists by hitting them against the walls, refusing to eat and sleep, and even becoming completely unresponsive some days. Scientologists who questioned this or wanted to bring her to a hospital were told to leave it alone. Eventually, they had no choice but to bring her to a hospital. When they arrived, McPherson was emaciated, dehydrated, and covered in insect bites. She was beyond saving and died that night. The church was indicted on 2 felony charges of abuse of a disabled adult and practicing medicine without a license. Unfortunately, these charges were dropped after the state's medical examiner changed the cause of death from undetermined to accidental.
They paid his ass. And he should go to jail too, son of a bitch.
Edward McBride fell victim to Scientology when he joined in 2006. He took out a $20,000 bank loan to pay for just 3 Scientology classes. This led to him becoming very heavily involved, going to the church 4 times a week. He was going through the auditing process and was very close to finishing it when something unexpected happened. On February 7th, 2007, only a day before completing the auditing, McBride threw a rope over an electrical tower, resulting in a 110,000-volt charge electrocuting him. When the state coroner was reviewing the evidence, he wanted the church to send McBride's files over, but they refused. What's interesting is that in the last 48 hours leading up to McBride's death, he received 19 calls or text messages from the church. They were all forceful messages, commanding him to come back to complete the auditing, even saying how L. Ron Hubbard would not be pleased with what he was going to do.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Some specific messages include, "You are putting another person's job at risk through your actions. It is not kosher for you to be out of contact with me. You should really come in for an audit." And, "This is not good enough. You need to call me. You're going to get me into a lot of trouble. You need to come in now. We need to get this sorted out." What happened in those last 48 hours that made McBride take his life? These are only a few of the many deaths linked to Scientology. There are so many more that it would just take me too long to cover them all. In 1990, Noah Loddick jumped to his death only 7 months after joining Scientology. As he fell to his death, he was clutching the last of his money that he hadn't given to Scientology. John Buchanan committed suicide in 1994 to escape his debts to Scientology. Richard Collins threw himself 200 feet to his death after Scientology refused to let him leave. Even after he died, Scientology did not stop harassing his family. I could go on. This cult is killing people. And let's not forget their prison camp, the Hole,
This guy's
where they
not
use cruel
too big of a
punishment
fan
and
of
labor on church
Scientology.
defectors. I made a whole video about the Hole that you should
I
watch
did
right
that
now
one.
to inform yourselves.
Go back
Something
and check
needs
it
to be
out.
done
It's
about
in my
this.
videos.
Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.
Yeah, to me, that's not a religion. And it shouldn't even be classified as a religion. Oh well, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And how many of you like Yo Mama jokes? I love Yo Mama jokes. I think they're pretty good. But this one is one of my favorites. Yo Mama's so fat. When she steps on one of those talking scales, it says, "What at the time, please? What at the time?" Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hashtag me Gene, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.